Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Yes, we are back with another one. I hope everybody's having a great weekend. I'm going to take some time here to talk about unemployment and PPP and how the two interact. Okay, I get so many questions on this channel. Can I get PPP and unemployment? Can I just get unemployment? Can I just get PPP? Which one is better? Which one is worse? All right. So I'm going to hope that in delivering this video to you, it's going to clear up a lot of those questions for you. Okay. This is your stimulus update. We're going to zoom in on PPP and unemployment on this one. Let's get straight into it. Welcome back, everybody. I am Edward Bilder. To all my loyal subscribers out there, welcome back for another video. And if you're joining us for the first time today, welcome. Consider becoming a subscriber. I'm going to dive into PPP and unemployment and how the two interact and whether or not you could get both of them or not. And to do this, I'm going to have to start with just a little backstory. Okay, numerous questions on this channel over and over again. Can I get both PUA unemployment, right, the boost, the federal boost, and PPP at the same time, right? And I also get questions as to which one's better. Which one should I be going after? I mean, it's going to affect everybody's own financial situation at the time of which one you should go after. But I'm going to walk you through a couple things here to help you make a good determination, okay? So do they affect each other? I get questions like, I want to make sure that my loan will be forgiven if I get PPP, and I don't want to break any laws or rules, right, etc. I think that's quite respectable, right, that you don't want to break the law, have fraud occur, just not knowing the right answer. So this video will really only apply to Schedule C's, sole proprietors, gig workers, right? The ones who within the new laws suddenly became eligible to get unemployment, right? That was something that if you were a Schedule C filer and you weren't working a W-2 like a job, unemployment was just not existent to you, okay, right? So there's a lot of complicated questions and understanding around this because it's such a new thing, okay? So I'm going to break this out into a few steps, and I hope everybody here can follow along, and I hope this clears up a lot of questions. I'm going to break this out into two parts, okay? Let's start by looking at it from the PPP side, the Paycheck Protection Program side, because the SBA delivered us a ruling on this that answers the question, does UI affect PPP, right, and having the loan forgiven? It's been delivered in a clear-cut black and white. Okay, I'm going to link it in the description here so you can read it yourself. The answer is no. Okay, you can be on UI and you can go out and request a PPP loan, all right, and you can request PPP forgiveness, and UI has zero effect on it. No effect whatsoever. Okay, why is this? It's because unemployment is taxable income, okay, and it does not appear anywhere on your Schedule C. There are no connecting points that tells you on a Schedule C to go and grab the value you receive from unemployment and add it to that Schedule C. There is absolutely no connecting points. They are completely separated when it comes time to file your taxes, okay? That means that unemployment is not business income. You will not include it in your line number 7 when you divide that line number 7 by 12 and multiply it by 2.5. You will not include it. You will also not include it in your draw number 2. Let's say in 2020 you received unemployment for a few months as a sole proprietor. You will not include it when you go to determine your 25% reduction in gross receipts to get your eligibility for your draw number 2. And I'm just going to throw this out here. EIDL has a 30% reduction in gross receipts and a 50% reduction in gross receipts for those grants. You don't include it there either. You got to think of a Schedule C as like a sub form to the overall tax form. Okay, it's your profit and loss for the business only. Okay, so that means there are no connecting points that say go up to your 1040, find out how much money you had for unemployment and add it to line number 7. It does not exist like that. It doesn't work that way. It's actually the opposite. Everything that happens in your Schedule C, calculated as a subform, you get your net value. That's how much you find out you get taxed against, and then you put that up into your 1040. Okay, so it goes the opposite way. All right, you don't take things from up here necessarily and add it to areas in the gross income for your line number 7. It doesn't exist that way. Okay, so don't confuse those. There's no connecting points. Now, what is tough to digest? Part of this ruling, okay, is that PPP is a loan, and when it is forgiven for sole proprietors, Schedule C filers, it is still not income. It's not technically income. It's free money. Possibly look at it more like a grant, right? But it's not income. Okay, I know that's hard to understand. So to sum this up for you, okay, if you're on unemployment, you can still go and get your PPP loan and have it forgiveness, no problems, okay? But that still doesn't answer the question of whether or not you could have both of them, okay? Because PPP may affect unemployment, all right? And we're going to now approach it from the unemployment side because each state has a different answer and different ruling on this. So let's get into the details. If you haven't already done so, you could support the channel by tapping the like button. Every time you touch the like button, YouTube recommends this video to more and more people. It really helps us out here on the channel. Yes, I care about likes, okay? The more likes I get, the more time I have to bring you guys great news, okay? You could also share us on your Facebook and your Twitter, and join me on other videos where I talk about building wealth strategies through passive income, royalties, the stock market, and real estate. If you hit the alert notification button, you'll be alerted to when these videos come out. So let's talk about PPP and how it may affect unemployment, okay? And the only way to find out the answer to this is it varies state to state. Yes, it varies state to state across all those 50 states, including DC, District of Columbia, and the regions. It will vary, okay? So some examples of what a state may do. These are examples, all right? They may reduce the amount of unemployment that you're allotted based on your loan amount. Okay, they may say, okay, how much was your loan amount? Was it $5,000? Okay, $5,000 divided by 8 weeks, right? Will break down to a number, and they may say, okay, for those 8 weeks, you'd have a reduced state minimum benefit, okay? You would still get your boost of $300, of course, because that's not affected. That's the minimum boost. But your state minimum may reduce, or it may push you out. It may get you to a point where the income is too much that it might push you out, okay? Another example, it may not have any effect at all. Your state may only ask for a reference to collect data points, but it also may not disqualify you from PPP. I'm going to give you some tips here on how to get this figured out, all right, coming up. And some states may not even care. They may not even check, all right? If there's no question on the application about PPP, then they're not asking. They don't want to know. Okay, so that means that the two can be collected at the same time and it wouldn't affect anything. All right, you will have to check your state to do this, and we're going to give you some tips and guidance on how to do that next. Okay, let's talk about some next steps here. Okay, if you made it this far in the video, I appreciate you. We're going to talk about how summing this up, because if you're out there considering to do both PPP and unemployment, you need to ask yourself a few questions, and I'm gonna kind of line them up here for you. Okay. You don't have to go and search the answer if you're looking to get PPP and you're on unemployment. That's black and white. So you don't have to address anything with the SBA. That's already been done for us, okay? But you will have to get some answers from your state, all right? Because each state is different. So if you are on unemployment, before you run out there and cancel it to go and get PPP because you heard from some YouTuber or some comment, you can't have both, right? Validate this first, okay? Verify this before you put yourself in a worse situation, all right? So to do this, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your state's unemployment website, and I'll put a link in the description down below that takes you to all of them. Just pick your state. It'll take you to the state's website. Now remember, you are on unemployment, okay? And you want to know if you could get PPP, right? So you're not going to be reapplying to this program. You're going to have to go and call the customer service number. So go to your state site, find the 1-800 number, and call them. And ask them directly, clearly, specifically. Say, will I lose my unemployment if I go and get PPP right now? And if I do lose my unemployment when I go and get PPP right now, can I get it back after 8 weeks? Right? Because my 8 weeks will expire for my, 8 weeks of pay from PPP, and I want to know if I can get back onto unemployment after the fact, right? So ask them if it affects it, and ask them if you could get back onto it if it does affect it, okay? This is not going to be the first time they heard this question, okay? This is not. I'm telling you. I'm sure of the 40 million people out there who were claiming unemployment, this question probably came up 30% of the time. All right, so they've heard it 10 million times, 15-ish million times over and over again, okay? And they already have a direct response. They know how to handle this. All right, they may tell you, they may ask you how much is your loan amount, okay? So have that information available. Find out how much your loan amount is from your gross receipts of line number 7 divided by 12, multiplied by 2.5. It'll give you a value, because they may want to take that number and divide it by 8 weeks to figure out how much you're getting weekly, so that they can figure out how much they can give you weekly. Okay, I hope that clears up some things. All right, so before you cancel your unemployment, go call and ask. Okay, now if you are not on unemployment and you have not gotten your PPP, you're fresh to both of these programs, you're probably going to want to check your options out. Okay, because you're going to want to do this and figure out what is the greatest benefit to you, right? And so you could figure out what your PPP loan amount will be, right? Take your line number 7, divide by 12, multiply by 2.5, and it's going to give you a value. And it can't be anything higher than $20,832 for a sole proprietor, Schedule C. All right, that's that employee of one. That's you. Can't be anything higher than that. And if it is higher than that, the max you're going to get is $20,832. That's it. All right. And then go to your state's website again, right? For the first time, go through the application process. You don't have to accept the unemployment yet, okay? Go through it and find out how much money they're willing to give you. They're going to give you a weekly value, and if that value is lower than your PPP value, and you find out in the application they have something there that says you cannot have both, it will tell you in the application. It will ask about your PPP information, okay? If it matters to that state, all right? There'll be a box in there that says, how much was your PPP loan amount? Did you have it forgiven, etc.? Did you use it over 8 weeks, right? They're going to ask that question. And they're going to use it to figure out how much money they could give you. Okay, so you're going to get your answer that way. And then you weigh out your options and saying, well, maybe I can't have both of them, but maybe I can have this one now. And this one's valued to me more, and it's going to give me a greater benefit. Okay, I hope that helps. Now, last, if you are on PPP, you got your PPP loan, and 8 weeks have already passed, it's highly probable that after your 8 weeks, you can now go and apply for unemployment. All right. They may still ask you what that value is. They may ask you if the 8 weeks have passed, right? And you could verify and validate that 8 weeks have passed, okay? Because technically now you're outside of your pay period of your 8 weeks, and now you're back stuck with nothing. And technically now you should be able to apply for unemployment, okay? So I hope that helps. I hope these steps will give you a little bit of information as to how to figure this out. And I wish I could figure it out for you, but making videos on all 50 states with all their 50 rules is pretty complex, and it will still confuse people, okay? Because you may watch one video and it's about California, and you may watch the next video, it's about New York. And before you know it, all this information is going to overlap in your mind from hearing me tell it to you, that it will confuse you. Okay, so the best way to find out is to go and check yourself with the state. All right, and these were the steps to get you there. Okay, last key takeaway here. Remember, do not add any unemployment money you received from 2020 into your receipts for your gross receipts of line number 7, your gross income of line number 7 on Schedule C. When you're calculating your loan amount, when you're calculating 25% reduction in gross receipts, when you're calculating 30% reduction in gross receipts, when you're calculating 50% reduction in gross receipts, do not include unemployment. It doesn't belong there. It stays completely off of a Schedule C. Okay? Last key takeaway. Never put your unemployment on your Schedule C. Okay. Remember, leaving your comments will enroll you into my next giveaway, because when I hit 20,000 subscribers, I'm giving away $500 to be qualified for this. You have to just leave a comment and be a subscriber. So go to all my videos, any of my videos, and just drop comments everywhere, okay? I just did this 2 Saturdays ago. I helped out a family that was really in need. I randomly chose them, and they were rather thankful and rather grateful for getting that $500. If you need help figuring out what to tell us, let us know where you are in your PPP process. If you're inside at Draw 1, Draw 2, where you applied, and if they are accepting gross income for the loan calculation. Some banks and lenders are still on net. They need to catch up. Some of them may not even be changing it, so it'll help out all of our viewers here if you could tell us where you applied and if they let you use gross. All right, so everybody, the next steps are up to you, okay? Take some of the stimulus money and get out there and start changing your futures, all right? Start a business. I'm constantly looking for new partners and new investors in my B&Bs and short-term rentals. You could find me in the description on Instagram if you'd like to talk more about this. Or you could invest in platforms like Webull and BlockFi. Webull wants to give you 2 free stocks valued up to $1,600 each after you deposit $100 into the platform. And BlockFi, deposit anywhere between $50 and $250 to secure your cryptocurrency, and you could be earning like 8.6% and receive $250 of free cryptocurrency. They're going to give you $250 to start out with, okay? So you put your money in and they're going to reward you back. I use these platforms each and every day. Check this out. I just added up all the stocks that I got this past month. You know, just check this out. Roll through this here. There is about $2,000 worth of free stocks here, okay? All I did was took the time to just click 2 buttons and recommend this to my friends, and they signed up, and I got these free stocks, okay? And if I don't like these $2,000 worth of free stocks this past month, I just trade them in and get whatever I want, okay? Webull's doing a great job at trying to promote building a portfolio. I think they do a great job at it. That's going to do it for today, folks. If you need further assistance outside of my free content, you could find me for a one-on-one consultation pinned in the top comment. I thank you all again, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.